Dude, why are you losing your fucking mind right now?
Literally the first thing we're starting off with on the live stream.
I'm not even fucking kidding. Like, I don't know what's gotten into him. He is just going crazy.
It's the crazy cat hour. 2 hours a day separate. A cat needs to go bonkers.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Sometime like 3 a.m. and then now it's 5 p.m. for you.
Yeah, he actually did it at 3 a.m. this morning.
Yeah.
Um,
He's going under. This is where I live now.
You know what? It's. I guess it's nice when cats use their little cat castles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he loves this thing. But the main reason he loves it is because it's got like a little dangly thing on the top, and also it's his way to jump up into the window and spy on the neighbors.
Mm.
Dude, you are not getting under the blanket.
Yeah, I am. Go to hell.
Well, you saw him like there's enough space in this little cubby hole to my right to put my cup in it, which I've just moved there, and he was trying to get in that cubby hole. He is not cup sized.
Cats. Okay,
Right.
so we were talking about your movie review for something.
For Split, follow me on Letterboxd or follow me on Twitter. I'll post them.
Letterboxd is such a cool. So it's letterboxd.com.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Letterboxd.
Yes.
Letterboxd. That's such a cool site, man.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
So
did they have an Android app yet?
No.
Bummer.
I got an email saying we're working on it.
Yeah.
Great
okay.
guys. Oh yeah, so that picture does it justice. What I was talking about with the golf balls, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that picture was incredible, by the way.
Like that's. I was using those. I only lost 2 balls today, so that was good.
Yeah.
2 of those. So
Close
I have.
my Wikipedia page on Bill Nye.
I think I have 2. I got 6. Yeah, so I got 8 of those left to lose before I can crack in the new ones. I restocked up. At Dick's has a sale on the golf balls I usually use.
Mm.
So they had 15 packs for $14. So I bought 3.
Yeah.
So I got 45 pearls to lose. Oh man. So fuck. Nier did something that was one of the best things I have ever seen in video games.
Is this a spoiler? Or is this like mechanic stuff? Or both?
It's both. Clearly, it's both.
Dude. Oh man, I guess I'll save that line for the show. But it was. They had something towards the end in the second playthrough where you do something kind of fun in the amusement area.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're collecting stamps. Where you get your last stamp at was one of the coolest things I've seen in video games.
Yeah.
Just in that world, it's so perfect.
Nier is next on my plate, and I really want to play it. Hey, Jetmech and Dimebag, I really want to play it so you and I have someone to talk to about Nier. I have a feeling like I will finish an ending and be like, dude, I'll just text you immediately and be like, dude, what happened with ending A? Like, what am I doing? What's going on here?
Well, so I know I was texting you that it felt like playthrough 2 was so much longer,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, it was almost identical playtime. Like I finished in 14 and change for playthrough 1, and then by the time my save file was at like 31 hours. So it was maybe 2 hours longer.
What is... This cat's losing his mind, man.
He is the quiet one. He is the one who sleeps all day and does nothing. And right now he's harassing the hell out of me.
He wants that blanket. He will not be denied. Next he's gonna pee on you.
It's just going to see the ass and just... He's all crepuscular.
Should give me the blanket.
Are you tired now?
But yeah, man, that game is way, way, way better than I thought. I wasn't expecting to be that into it.
And that's what I kept hearing from people. Like, when it came out, everyone was like, yeah, I really loved Nier, so I'll pick up Nier Automata. And then, like, very slowly, I kept seeing more people be like, hey, ending A was really good. And then a lot of people being like, ooh, ending B was really good. And then people like, ending E was like, this is the best game I've ever played. And, like, I kept seeing on Twitter more and more people having that same loop of like, A is great, what the heck B? Oh my god, ending E is great, this game is
no,
great.
I thought ending A was like gonna be like the big what the fuck. And then the cool thing you did with playthrough B was you're almost going through the same thing just through 9S's point of view.
Right.
And how he's going, like, granted, a lot of the dialogue's the same.
It's a different viewpoint.
But your play style is completely different.
Oh, cool. That's good.
Like, where you would normally have your heavy attack, you have a hacking attack. So you're constantly hacking into a dual stick shooter.
Wow.
Which was really cool. Whatchamacallit? I need an ottoman in here. Something to put my feet up on, because this dresser is just too high. And
I wanted to look up how long to beat has for Nier Automata. It says main story 18 hours, which I'm assuming is just playthrough A. Main plus extra is 36.5. Completionist is 55.5. So, not too bad. I hear endings C and D are just kind of like, you just kind of knock both of those out, and then E is the one that you sort of like wrap the whole thing up.
I don't know what the fuck is really going on, because...
And that's great.
I did learn... So, apparently this is like 19,000 years in the future.
Okay.
And in playthrough B, man, it drops some truth knowledges on you about the world.
I'm so excited.
in really cool ways.
I'm so excited to start playing it just because it's so different. We should probably save this for the show, but like,
yeah,
it's nice to play a game that's so radically different from what you've been playing.
Well, I mean, it is kind of in my wheelhouse. Like, it tricks you into playing an RPG, essentially.
Yeah, but it's a platinum developed third person action game.
Because it's a third person action game that has really heavy RPG element to it.
Yeah. Well, and that was the strong. That was the strong point of Nier. The first one was like, yeah, it's an RPG, and then it's suddenly a bullet hell shooter when a boss comes, and you're just like, wait, what is this? Because you're used to like I'm always saying, like left hand, right hand, pick attack, pick magic, escape from battles, and suddenly it's like this boss is just belching a torrent of bullets at you, and it's like this. I'm sorry, I didn't sign up for this. This is awesome.
Yeah, and that was the other thing. Like I really recommend, and I wish I'd have done this. I wish I'd have spent more time in playthrough A to be better geared out for playthrough B. Like, pro tip, in the castle is the castle robot blacksmith, and he's the one that can get your weapons up to max level. No other shop in that can get you into 1, 2, and 3. You can do those 3 upgrades at any shop.
Oh, okay.
Any weapon shop in there. But there's this little area that's hidden. All right, the mechanical boxes, you can pull them. You can't just... I thought you could only just push them. So I got in this one spot where I pushed it all the way into the corner. I'm like, well, fuck, I never know what's going to be behind there now.
This is where I die. Are you going to actually pull them, too?
And then my dumbass did the same thing in the second playthrough. I'm like, motherfucker!
This is where I die. I killed 2 characters.
So then I held O and pulled the box. I was like, okay, thank fuck for that.
Yeah.
So now I don't have to jump all the way down to the bottom to go through the whole castle again to get up top. But no, there's this big gap, and there's like there's like a big bridge, and there's a gap in the bridge, and you jump down into one of the lower ones, and then it's like the underbridge level.
Mm-hmm.
There's a box. If you pull that box out, jump over at the blacksmith's in there.
Oh, okay.
And I got the Type 40 blade, which is one of the Yorha units. Whatchamacallits, one of the Yorha unit blade things, and now it's like glowing blue and it's electrified.
That's awesome.
So that game is like those weapons. Like now I cannot wait because I got the Type 40 spear too, and I can't wait to upgrade that one all the way.
Yeah.
Because then I spent all my fucking money. Because apparently these two wandering people fucking needed 50,000 credits to get wherever they needed to go. And I was like, yeah, sure. What am I using this money for anyway?
Whoops.
Yeah.
2 minutes later, you're like, hey, funny story. I need that back.
Well, then I couldn't even find them to get back to complete the final part of the quiz. Or the quiz, but the quest. And then there's this other great quest where you keep fighting this one robot, and he goes and sends you on a parts errand. You come back, and he gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Oh, that's cool. It's like fully coolly.
Cool. Yeah, pretty much.
Feeding phones to the core.
It's good. The games were really good.
I'm so excited to play it. We'll talk about what I'm playing.
HBO Go.
We all know.
I can't talk about any of it. Ooh, Discord.
I've been watching you tweet about it.
What's that?
I've been watching you tweet about it, and it seems like a crazy game.
I don't even know how to describe it. I don't even. It's so good. It's so good.
Hold on, I gotta fill something out online real fast.
Okay.
But yeah, fucking Blood Wars, like that shit went nuts. Like, all right, if you have super fast vampire speed, why aren't you using it all the time?
Yeah.
Like you're moving around like Misty Shadow, fucker, and you're get punched in the face by a fucking werewolf.
Dude, this is the Pacific Rim sword moment all over again.
What do you mean?
In Pacific Rim, when they're fighting the big guy, like, well, I guess we're going to need another weapon, and they pull a sword out of their back, and you're like, why weren't you using the sword?
Well, no, it was in there. It was in the thing.
That's because that scene was awesome.
Because that needed to be cool.
They pushed a sword button.
Yes, they did.
The sword came out. That movie's so good.
How did I end up on Ohio University's website?
Why not? It's never too late to go back. I
know that they've finished. They're in post production now for Pacific Rim 2, and I'm super pumped to the fact that John Boyega's in it.
I know I'll probably enjoy Pacific Rim 2 when I see it. I just don't know if someone had come to me and said like, "Hey man, should we make Pacific Rim 2?" I'd probably say like, "Nah, you're good."
No, I'm the exact same. I was like, one done is absolutely fine by me.
Yeah,
but I've not read anything about it, so I don't know. But my gut instinct says John Boyega is that Colonel dude, is Idris Elba when he was younger. That's what my gut says.
Why not?
Why? Like, all right, no, that's the asthmatic dude from Star Wars, right?
John Boyega.
No, he's
he's always out of breath the whole movie. He's the black dude, right?
Asthmatic. I thought you were talking about General Grievous, and I was like, no, that guy's CG.
No.
What's his name? Finn?
Finn, yeah.
Finn. I guess he is always out of breath. I just got done running from something.
Wait,
where are we?
We need to go. Stop holding my hand. What?
I'm really, really pumped that he got that after Attack the Block, because I thought he was incredible in Attack the Block.
Attack the Block was really good. I really liked it.
Seen that.
Oh, it's a fantastic movie, and John Boyega's like 14 in it.
Great.
Okay, now I can say now I've seen 2 movies with him in it.
There you
go. Well, yeah, it's
that drove me insane. Now, the more I've watched, really.
Hello.
Hey, my cat's gone now. It's animal time for you.
God damn it!
My cats get locked out of the room on recording. Like, I don't... You've seen it in the past. I just have a cat ass in my face the whole time.
Well, him, like, he'll be sitting there with his nose on her door, like... the whole time.
My two will sit there and scratch at the door and then yowl.
Oh, God.
Like, especially Louise. If I get in the shower, Louise sits outside the bathroom and yowls until I come out the shower.
Well, these fuckers think I'm melting in there. They're trying to save me. Boomer comes in, their shower curtain gets ripped open. You're like,
I'm here to save you.
I just can't. You know what I think it was? Is one time I not accidentally, I totally kicked them in the shower. Just once. That's all it took. And now both their anxieties go through the roof.
I thought you were going to say, like, when she
Sherlock
fell in the shower or something, and they were like, no, I need to save you.
No, I had it, you turn the shower on, and he's sitting there, like, just staring at it, and I just give him a little boot, and he falls in, is like, just hops out, and then he's like, what
was it?
What's going on? What?
My wife did the same thing to Sherlock, the big white cat you've just seen going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
He's always investigating the bathtub, and he jumped in there one day, and she was trying to get him to get out so she could get a shower, so she just turned the shower on, and ever since then he goes in, stands on the edge, even when it's turned off, stands on the edge, takes a look in, and then leaves, because he knows what's inside that can of doom.
Honestly, I didn't think that was that traumatizing of a moment. It was
not for a dog. Like, for a cat, since they hate water so much, yeah, I could understand that. But, like, most dogs are like, yeah, that's wet. Yeah, it's fine. I'm cool.
Well, I mean, I know Samson doesn't like water because he just attacks it. It's always funny watching a dog try to bite water. It's like,
yeah,
which is kind of great. Like, they're just bananas every time I get in the shower.
That's crazy.
Like, I literally let them outside, then I take a shower because I just don't want to deal with the stress.
Yeah.
Because, like, if I go in there, like, if I shut them out, then they're barking the entire time. Or, like, I go in and then Boomer gets all excited and he, like, pushes off and, like, rakes my foot down. Ugh. Then I get mad. And then I hold him up by his little neck scruff, like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Dude, your dogs lose their mind whenever anybody goes into that bathroom upstairs.
When the door is closed. They don't like closed doors.
Yeah. Like, the times I've been over there, I've gone into that bathroom.
If I have the fairer sex over, and that just sucks. Like, they think everyone's here to kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in that bathroom and it's just like...
It's like, dude, I'm just trying to pee. Like, give me a minute.
Yeah, or like even downstairs, the door's closed and all of a sudden you're boom, they come in the burst in the door like, what's going on?
What are you doing?
Shit. What are you doing? I'm miterating. Leave me alone.
All right, you guys ready to?
Yeah, let me get my notes open here.
Yep. Ever since, like, more recently, my notes have just become pure fucking gibberish.
You're gibberish.
You remember, Moon? It's all about marketing. It's in code.
It is. I literally I write
like the prestige all over again.
One or two words, and it's like I actually know what it references, but anybody else reading this would probably think I'm insane.
What are you talking about?
Binding of Isaac equals banana giraffe. It's like, what?
Yeah, I don't take notes that well. I really should take this more seriously.
Why haven't we started? Because that's a really good show title.
That will never be a show title. Or actually, has it already?
I say that.
Yeah.
I don't think it has been.
You know what was funny? I was thinking about some of the old show titles, and then that one where Knobs might be a hardcore gamer was just popped in my head.
I was thinking about that the other day. Some old.
Because I remember like my mental like just dissolving as I'm trying to explain this. And you're like, shit, maybe I might be.
Still one of my favorite me.
And then you're like, is that even a question? like.
Still one of my favorite me titles is Welcome to the EA Store Traveler. I was giggling to myself about that the other day.
My favorite show title. Yeah, one of my favorite show titles. I think it was Boston's. Was Floor Biscuit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though I guess I
Talking
kind of
about
credited for it on Twitter.
Yeah. I think you were the one. I think you were the one that came up with it. Either that or it was. I think it came from Register Biscuit.
Yes.
And I can't remember if that's something that we read on Penny Arcade at the time or if that's something we came up with.
I'm pretty sure Floor Biscuit's ours. Like as
Floor Biscuit
as a show, because that was because I was really fired up at a really bad interaction I had with someone, where I kept getting pestered by all the blue shirts at this, and I called. It's like, dude, you little Floor Biscuit, get away from me! I cannot handle this.
And I think
let me buy my movies.
And then when you came back and you told me about it, I think we laughed harder than we should have at the idea of Floor Biscuit. Because it doesn't really mean anything, but it sounds so mean. Where it's like, go away, Floor Biscuit. It's just like, damn, dude, you didn't have to be mean to me like that. I'm just trying to make a living.
Speaking of Floor Biscuits, I want it on the record from a UK perspective, and I'm sure you guys will both agree with me here. Walmart are trash. 100%.
Yep. You go there for the prices, not for anything else, including cleanliness or service.
Not even for the prices. Like, dude, don't spend your money there ever.
Yeah, that's true. There are alternatives.
Yeah, the problem is I have been sent there on a crusade to find an item which my sister wants, which is a Walmart exclusive.
eBay. Anything else other than Walmart.
Oh my god. Alright, so dude, it was 40 degrees yesterday. You know what it was today?
80.
84. Why?
How warm is it here today? It's at least in the 80s.
It was.
I think we're in a similar boat.
It was miserable and raining all day yesterday.
Yep.
And
same here.
Today it was a little chilly at the start of the day. It was about 50 degrees. Dude, I was peeling layers off. Like, if I could golf in my underwear, I would have. It was balmy out there.
All right, you guys ready to kick this thing off?
Yep.
Sure.
All right, let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston. Going around the room, we have Knobs.
Hello.
And Moonpier.
Bonjour.
Let's dive right into it. Knobs, what have you been playing this past week?
All right, so Monday Night Game Night Battlefield 4 was a bit of a failure.
Oh.
I played all about one spawn of that for about 30 seconds, but the upside is like, hey, I didn't die.
There you
go. Meanwhile, the rest of the group all lumped in and started playing Left 4 Dead 2 and what we played Death Toll.
I think it was, yeah.
It's a good map.
Yeah, got my teeth kicked in again.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
How is it that we always end up on the opposite teams?
Balancing.
Because, yes, the game knows. The game knows that we should not be on the same team.
It doesn't know. It doesn't know.
The director always knows.
I don't know. Like, maybe there's something in the back end that it sees how many hours people have played, and it divides them up that way.
That'd be great.
Like, I don't know, man. Yeah, that just went all sorts of wrong.
Yeah, it did.
Do you have any memorable moments? Because mine were just all crap.
I remember you had an "I love the color green" moment twice.
Yeah, jumped right into the spit again, twice. Yep.
Going for a dip.
Yep.
That couldn't help it.
Other than that, I just remember brown stuff getting pushed in all over the place.
Yeah, that one through the sewer, that was rough. Like, I got taken out, and I was stuck behind a pillar, and my entire team just completely left me. Like, I was the first one hit by a special, called it out, and they just kept moving.
See you later. Figure it out.
All right, this is how this is going to go tonight.
Hurrah, teamwork, I guess.
I didn't know I tortured Zoe up off with the smoker at the start of that one too.
Yeah,
What do you guys
did.
Which is why I went the other way, and then it just went all sorts of wrong for me.
Yikes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, it just did not do well. It just did not do well. That was frustrating. I don't. Is this weird? Like
The one leg. Hey, man.
Watch the video show, people.
If you're comfortable, whatever.
I am. Let's get my.
Ooh,
Nice.
that's good.
It feels great. All right, so there was those two games, and then literally the entire week I'd done nothing but play Nier Automata for my second playthrough. Ending B was interesting. It was all through 9S's point of view, almost the same events. So it was almost like a retelling with different. There was an additional play mechanic in this one. They had hacking, because the whole time as you're playing through the first playthrough for ending A, you always hear 9S talking about, well, I'm going to hack into this. I'm going to hack into that. Well, this time you're actually doing that. And the hacking itself is weaker enemies have, it's just little dual stick shooter. You got one node, the point, you kill all the things around it, knocks the shield down, and then you take out the node. Then other ones are a little more complicated. There's like damaging walls, multiple spawns of different little arrows attacking you. They're guarded firewalls or whatever they're called. So during the time that, like, I'm really curious of how I'm going to play this third playthrough, because I relied on that a lot. Like, I would get into a guy, would creep up, and then I'd hack into him, and you have your choice of three things. You can either detonate the robot,
Awesome.
you could subjugate him, which turns him into an ally,
Awesome.
or you can remote control him.
Awesome.
And then you remote control. Then the best thing with the remote control is you can kind of walk up to a whole group of things that don't even realize you're a threat, and you can literally hopscotch into body to body to body.
Hello, fellow students.
Yes, it was really cool, especially getting in one of those giant rocky arm guys. It's just laying waste to everything.
Man, that's so cool.
They're cool.
I'm so excited to start this game, because we were talking about it a little bit before the show started, because you wanted to talk about some stuff that's not spoilery, but if someone hasn't started, it might be on the more spoilery side. I'm really excited to talk about it because of how far I'll be behind where you are, and then you and I will have something to talk about once I start it, and I can text and be like, what, wait, what? What's going on? What's happening? These robots.
Well, yeah. I mean, the robots become infinitely more interesting in this playthrough. You get a lot of backstory through some of the crazy robot cult things that happen in playthrough 1, which make no sense at all.
Right.
What they're even imitating and what's happening. You get a little more background about Adam and Eve for a little bit, which I don't know if you met them yet.
I literally just played the intro, and then like the next thing that you're in this space station that's black and white, and I'm like, okay, I can finally save. I gotta go.
Yeah, the sepia tones.
Yeah. So I might play through the intro again, because it's only an hour.
Right. So you get to the end, and it ends the same way as the first one did, with a big what the F, and you're kind of prepared for it. And all of a sudden, there's these two children on either side of you, and now I'm yelling at my TV, who the hell are these two?
It's like a Metal Gear Solid scene where it's like, this seems normal. Wait, there's a ghost. What?
Yeah. You get the credits, and it's like, Chapter 2, on the way.
Yeah, so anyway, so there are some great moments in this one. The robot theater might be the best thing I've seen in video games, probably ever.
That sounds really good.
It's just like a Chuck E. Cheese animatronics display.
Oh, it's so much better. It's so much better.
Let's not spoil it if it's that
I
good.
don't even want to spoil the name of it, because the name is hilarious.
Amazing.
But let's just say it's some Shakespearean thing, and it is phenomenal. It is awesome. let me see. I found out who the little baby was in the castle, which equally ended up being hilarious towards the end.
Right.
Not that he got stabbed, but like what the things leading up to that. So it does this really cool like time hop thing where you have the robot that decides to have a kingdom with all its family kingdom robots.
Right.
And then it goes from like 500 and some weird number years to 128 years to 2 years to like 2 weeks to moments before your arrival.
That's really
So
cool.
you get all these kind of cool little snippets of the history of the robots in the castle, which was really cool, which was neat.
I feel like you finished ending B, right?
Yes.
So I feel like
I've got like 6 endings right now.
Okay. I
Because
feel...
the mackerel will kill you.
Oh, okay. Ending.
Stay away from the fish.
Yeah. I feel like we're fully in like can't talk about it spoiler territory, but I have an inkling that once I finish this, it's almost going to require a spoiler cast.
Yeah.
I keep hearing from, and we were talking about this before the show, I keep hearing from so many people, like, if it doesn't pull you in, by the time you finish ending B, it will definitely pull you in, and by the time you're done with it, so many people are like, well, this is one of the best games I've ever played.
It has that potential right now. Not only is it fun to play, at no point is the gameplay boring.
That's really great.
At times it's infuriating, but
No, it's a platinum game.
Yeah, so leading into that, I am so glad I finished playthrough B at midnight because to get to the next save point and the start of the third playthrough was 3 a.m.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's one of those things, too, where, like, you, in the back of your mind, you know you can just hit the PlayStation button, go to the dashboard, just put it to sleep. But you can't. You don't want to yet, because you haven't saved.
No, well, it's not even so, like, so, I'll be telling you what, man, Chapter 3, or however you're going to label these things, I think chapters is more apt than actual endings.
Yeah.
Chapter 3 starts off hot.
Nice.
Like, that is full go boogie, and you're all in. Like,
I have to laugh because, like, one of your biggest hesitations, like a couple of episodes ago, you were like, I don't know if I want to play through it a couple times, like, see all these different endings, and, like, the thing I was telling you was, like, everyone I'm hearing from is just like, consider it chapters. It's not endings. It's not, you're not playing. It's not like New Game Plus, and you're like, yeah, maybe, I don't know. And you literally just like, it's not really endings. It's more like chapters. It's like, but it's an apt description.
You know me too well. But yeah, so like different acts.
Yeah.
But no, where it starts off and where it's going into, because I mean, essentially, Act 1 and Act 2 is pretty much straightforward game. What do you do? I know. Hi, buddy. Act 1 and Act 2 all pretty much, coexist in the same timeline. Where Act 3 starts is pushing the timeline forward, and you're like, oh, this still have places to go? Great. Where did that come from?
Yeah, because if it was just another, like a third perspective on the same events, I feel like at that point you'd be like, well, I don't know.
Well, no, and that's where you don't have to do anything special to continue the game, which
right.
I think worked to its advantage, especially for me.
Yeah.
Because if I had to play through the same thing and make one decision different and play through that's too many plates to keep track of.
Yeah, or if it's something like Chrono Trigger where you get to keep, one of Chrono Trigger's strengths for New Game Plus and for having, it's like 13 endings, something like that, is you just get stronger through each playthrough, and a lot of them are like, well, play through the first 4 hours and do this thing, and you can just finish it and see another ending instead of playing 20 whole hours. But it's nice to see a different take on it, where it's very much like, well, you've done Chapter 2, so now you can do, quote-unquote, playthrough C, but it's really, here's the next chapter of the story.
Yeah, and that's what it does the same in the same line where it has you keep all your weapons, all your items, all your healing stuff, all your use or consumables like through like the same through every playthrough. So you're constantly accumulating currency and all these different items for crafting and whatnot.
That's really great. Because otherwise it would sort of be like, I start from fresh again. Like, I had all this cool healing stuff and I didn't use it.
I really recommend anyone playing through, if you're going to spend money on anything, don't worry about weapons. You're going to have more than enough time to do that stuff. But when you get back up to the bunker, which is the moon base.
Right.
Moon base.
Moon base.
The moon base.
Yes. My base.
Yes, your base.
How about this? A fetus on the moon. So it's a Gentleman Broncos joke. If you didn't see that movie, you need to go see that movie. But anyway, up there in, I think, it's not the hangar. It's one of the other things. Anyway, it's got the pod symbol, which is like an eye with they all have different looking things. Like the sword, like the weapons looks like a sword, and the general shop looks like an X with a little dude. Oh no, buy the extra chip slots.
Oh, sure, that makes sense.
That makes... Because I didn't know how to upgrade that at all until I was poking around. Like, all right, I'm going to go explore all these shops. Because I really need to find, where do I upgrade these weapons? Right. I need to upgrade all these weapons. Because you hit a brick wall. Like, I have all the pieces, parts. Just put it together, man.
Just put more blades on this thing.
Yes, put some more blades. Change the color. I don't care.
Yeah.
Just make it powerful. It says it's going to hit 1,000 damage. I need that. I need that now. But yeah, so you know what? I didn't even know you could change both weapons until this last playthrough. It's like until I started the third playthrough. I was like, oh, I could have two giant swords at the same time?
That's awesome.
Why haven't I done this sooner?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the extra chip slot, so it starts off really cheap and then it gets really pricey. But I had enough currency at that point to buy them all at the same time.
Oh wow!
And I've been doing the whatchamacallit. So it goes, I think it like groups of 4, and there's 4 of those, and then you get groups of 8. I think there's 3 of those, and then there's a 16 and a 24. It gets you all the way.
Jeez.
But yeah, having that and then not having to micromanage the chips is great.
Now you can be the strongest android ever.
Well, no, you don't have to, like, because you have auto equip, and it'll actually, like, do you want attack base, defense, or balanced?
Oh, cool.
So it does that automatically. You can just gear up 3 loadouts that way, and you can switch them on the fly during the game. So now it makes that even better, along with your other combinations that you have with your pods. I strongly recommend the spears. Mm-hmm. The spears are way cooler than the ray gun because it these little light spears come out in like a cross pattern, and it spears and the little guys are dangling on the end of the spears. Like it's
some
so
real
cool.
Ava stuff.
Yeah. But yeah,
I gotta play this game, man.
Like what's driving me, not driving me crazy, but just astonishing to me is it keeps getting better.
Yeah.
The storyline has become far more intriguing, even seeing it from the second half, because it kind of seemed like, okay, heroin, let's be cool, yeah, let's do this stuff, and let's just be a jerk to everyone around us because I'm an android.
Right.
And then having a really human side with 9S, like being like the moral ambiguity to the whole game. But when you come across a meal at some point where his little head cracks open, there's another face in the robot face, and he just sounds, what is that? Let's kill it. And then it just takes off.
I feel like they finally cracked the code with this, because like, if you look at the first 3 Drakengard games, they weren't great. Gameplay was fine. The world building was interesting. You looked at Nier, same case. Gameplay got pretty rote after a while and just didn't. Not a whole lot happened, but the storytelling and the multiple endings and all that stuff was really great. And I feel like they finally brought in. They did the right thing and they outsourced the part they couldn't do. So Square Enix and Yoko Taro could do the world building and they could do the story and they could do the stuff they're good at, music and graphics and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And they said, we can't make a fun game. Let's talk to Platinum. They make some of the most fun 3D action, like third-person action games. They put that stuff in, and now you get a game that's better because you have the best in the industry making the two halves of it, and the combination of the two is, it's like a super group where it's like, I love these two bands, but putting them together, the one album they made was incredible.
Yeah. It's like the Audioslave of games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's similar to what they did with the undercover cop game, China. Everyone loved it.
What,
Martial
Sleeping
arts.
Dogs?
Yes. They had a bunch of people coming from different studios and guide the developers on how to make the different aspects. Like the people from the Batman games came in and were like, okay, this is how we would do the combat. And then the people from Reflections came in and were like, this is how we would do the driving.
Sure.
Like it's a similar idea to that. It's the dream team.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like you're playing through between the first and second playthrough. Yes, the elements are relatively crossing over, but it adds like another layer to the gameplay that made the second playthrough markedly different than the first one.
Yeah.
And now this one it felt like it was going one direction, and now it took a completely different direction in the third one, which I have never been so surprised at every turn.
And that to me is so exciting, because I feel like for the last couple of years we've been playing a lot of really good games that have largely been what we're expecting them to be. Even a lot of games last year were really great, but it was sort of like, Doom came out. It was really
Doom.
good, and it followed the Doom formula, but it's still Doom. That's great, but not a lot of surprises there. It's nice to play a game that's surprising.
It was surprising that it was as good as it was, to be honest with you.
That's true. That's fair. Anything else like non-spoilery to talk about with Nier? Other than I need to go play it?
Well, other than do not forget to spend the time and find the blacksmith. Because if I'd have done that, I'd have spent all my money way earlier than I did.
Yeah.
And I definitely wouldn't have given that couple $50,000.
They can make their own way.
But it's... I cannot say enough about the music and the ambiance that it sets. There's so many different paths and places to get to. Like, you'll probably run into a lot of chests that you can't open, but you'll be able to open them in the second playthrough, because then you can hack into the lock.
I love that stuff when I get to a chest and it's like, I don't think I can open that right now. It's like, who can? When can I? Who can do this? What's happening?
So there you go. It's in the second playthrough when you go over that. And spoiler alert, there's always a lot of weapons in them.
Awesome. It's never a bad thing.
All the really cool ones are in those chests. And every time I see one and I'm not the character that I can open that, I was like, where is this? And trying to make a mental note on where it was I saw that.
Right. I need to play this.
But man, it's some of the best splash screens for the title. Especially the second one where it opens up and your 9S is talking to join the fight to help 2B fight the giant robot arm in the first area.
Yeah, from the intro.
So just to give you, so you played that first area.
Yeah.
So he's sitting there looking up at the sky, and you see the Horja,
something like that.
Whatever, the Yorha.
Right.
The Yorha. That's it. The Yorha and you see the 5 ships coming in from space. And then as they're being shot down, they're breaking off in different ways. Nier Automata.
Oh, that's so cool.
I'm like, dude, that's so awesome.
So good.
Yeah, man, it's good. And the robots keep becoming more interesting and giving more life to this world that's just full of pigs and moose.
Yeah. Pigs and moose and robot.
That's it. I mean, that's all there really is. And androids.
Yeah. What else do you need, I guess?
And then there is something else in there, but they're dead already, so.
Yeah.
But
anything else you played this past week?
I really need you to play this game.
It's next on my list.
I really need, there's no one I can talk to.
The game I'm playing right now is taking me way longer than I thought. So it's next on my list.
Come on, it's not taking longer than you thought. It's taking about as long as you'd expect.
No, it's taking me way longer than I thought.
Is it longer because it's harder, or?
I'll talk about it in my segment. But okay. Moonpier, what have you played this past week?
Oh, again, I return with my little bit of a lot of things. That's the one. Welcome to English. Binding of Isaac. Obviously not going to talk about it. Nobs doesn't get to nap anymore. Check out the Binding of Moonpier Boston Reborn on Wednesday.
When else am I going to check my email?
It's true.
Or play pre-sell.
Yeah.
The second of a... one time I do that on the show.
Caught red-handed.
It was a minute.
Caught green-felted.
I get caught. I can't get caught doing... I can't do anything I'm not supposed to do. I
didn't do anything. God.
Even if I wasn't doing it, let's just say I was closing that screen out, you'd have saw that. I have no cause to say I wasn't doing it.
I was holding it for a friend. God. Not even what I do.
Oh. Second game. That
was my foot, by the way. On the dresser.
Wink.
Okay. Sure. We'll believe it. The second game I've been playing this week is FlintHook. I've actually gone back to it, and I put a little bit of time into it this week. Not a whole lot, because I'm struggling to get my head into something properly. But FlintHook is really good.
Yeah.
It very much reminds me of Super Meat Boy in that really tight, controlled platformer kind of way. Except obviously it's got the slow-mo and the grappling hook, and it's very much like Meat Boy in the fact that it has that arc where you feel you get yourself getting better at the game, and then as you get better at the game, you're running faster, you feel more confident about things, and then you make a stupid mistake and get hit by spikes.
It smacks you down. I was thinking about FlintHook this week. I didn't put any time into it, but I think the most amazing thing about FlintHook for me is that it immediately feels really like you immediately in that tutorial level know how to use that hook. It clicks with you within 2 or 3 rings you hook into, and immediately you're like, yeah, I got it. I don't...
Well, we had our practice with a bad swinging mechanic for a while.
With?
Axiom Verge.
Yeah, it's so crazy, because, Axiom Verge did it pretty poorly. With probably the best they could with
it was serviceable, but it wasn't Bionic Commando rearmed at all, which is what we were expecting. Because the problem with playing a game like that, you already have an expectation of how it's done right. You don't understand how anyone can do it wrong beyond that point.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about FlintHook is it's so different from Bionic Commando, because that's how you expect it to work at the beginning. But there's your character has weight, and your character, it respects your weight and your velocity. So if you're really cooking and you...
Son of a... Dude, Prey's coming in a steel book. Damn it.
Yep. Well, gotta get that one now. If you're really coming in very quickly at a ring and you hook it at the wrong angle, it's not going to keep your speed going. It's not going to swing you around. It's just going to fling you very slowly the other way because you didn't hit it at the right angle, but
Yep.
immediately you know how to do that. And you can accidentally pull off some really cool moves, and I'm excited to get to the point where I'm purposely pulling off some cool moves.
Yeah, I'm getting to that point where I feel much more comfortable at it. There's still moments in that game where, like you said, the physics engine in it is so fantastically put together where you will see the jump you have to make and then you will hook it slightly wrong and you know you've hooked it wrong and then it launches you straight into a chain, like a ball with a chain on it.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, there's a hit I didn't need to take because I messed up the hooky aspect of it. Like I messed up the grapple, I messed up the swing, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
If I think you mentioned Rogue Legacy did something similar where you do get upgrades via, basically replaying sections.
Yeah.
And then you go back and you can purchase upgrades.
The black market in this one.
Yes. That makes a huge difference because I'm going in now. I think I've just hit like level 20, 21, something like that.
Oh, wow.
And every time you hit a level, you unlock a booster pack of cards.
Yep.
Which allows you the cards are perks basically, and the amount of perks you get means you can load it out how you want. Like I've now got it so I fire a spread shot instead of a normal shot with my gun. It makes it easier to be.
You say?
Yes, it has a spread shot. It makes it a hell of a lot easier when you're
Is
flying
there
around.
30 weapons in this game again?
One so far. Let me just calculate. One.
Did I hear something
Just-
buzz?
I don't know.
You were the
Did you?
most distracted magpie over there.
Well, I
A
mean,
little
the
bit,
dog's
yeah.
being cute. I gotta pet him.
Well, you're playing that fun
Prey's coming out
game
on
of
this
living
jungle.
alone, which is like, what's that noise? It's like it's second only to what's that smell? Where you're like, oh no, something smells, and I
quiet
don't know.
here. What? Why isn't there things going on? And you're like, where are the dogs? Because
Right.
are they out?
What are
I
they
don't-
doing?
Oh yeah.
What's happening?
But the black market in FlintHook is really good. Like I said, it's a progression. It's a slow progression, but I quite like it. I did defeat my first bounty.
Oh, nice.
The Rodney Danger Mouse or whatever his name is.
That boss battle was tough.
Danger Mouse. Love that show.
It's really, really tough. Also, it's really, really stupid. It took me forever to figure out that the blue bubbles, I just grabbed them with my hook.
The like bubble shields around people.
Yes.
Yeah.
The blue ones it's literally you just grab them with your hook.
Oh yeah,
I
because there are
died.
purple ones too.
Yes,
Yeah, I
there
forgot
are.
about that.
I died so many times in rooms where I was trying to figure out what I needed to hit to make them weak.
Yeah.
When it's literally just grab it with your hook. It teaches you that in the tutorial. And I failed miserably
I
at
forgot about
remembering
that. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I am like a FlintHook. It's one of those finely crafted
Did you just
indie
say
games.
you're like a Flint hooker? That's what I heard.
I like Knobs just like coming in and out of this conversation.
No, I'm totally listening.
Oh wow.
Totes.
So yes, FlintHook is really good. If you don't like roguelikes, if you don't like things like Binding of Isaac that doesn't have any permanence between runs, Rogue Legacy and FlintHook are the type of games that you're looking for.
Yes. Like the fact that you can upgrade yourself helps a lot because you immediately feel powerful at the start.
Yeah.
I went back to Just Cause 3. I played a lot of that. The expansion pack for that, by the way, is called the Air, Sea, and Land expansion. It's 3 different little mini story campaigns. I mentioned I got my jetpack wingsuit last week. I got my rocket boat, which is called the Luchador,
Of course.
because I forgot the name of it last week. That's what it's actually called. That thing goes 126 knots over water, which basically means you are like a jet engine on the water, and then when you jump, you basically become an aeroplane.
Jeez.
because you fly crazy distances. The DLC continues to literally be, hey, guess what? You like things blowing up, you like being overpowered. This is the DLC for you.
Explosions on explosions.
Yes, and
Explosions.
during the air section of it, it unlocks a whole bunch of those new challenges that you can get, basically, where like it used to be like wingsuit courses where you'd have to fly like between mountains and things like that. It unlocks a whole bunch of them for the different sections. Oh, I forgot, you get a lightning gun. Oh,
Of course.
How did I forget about that? It's the Hammer of Dawn, except instead of a big red laser, it's lightning.
Great. I thought the
Awesome.
Axiom Verge lightning gun was good, but man.
Yeah, you literally point a laser at things, and then it does like this static energy gathering, and then whatever you're aiming at gets hit by a lightning bolt that stays there until you release the trigger.
That's super cool.
Yeah, it trashes things in seconds. It's so much fun. But yes, the challenges that you get. There's new challenges for the wingsuit. Hey Knobs, do you remember flying down the barrel of a mag cannon in Ace Combat 6?
Yes, I still have nightmares about it.
Yeah, the challenges on Just Cause 3 for the jetpack wingsuit are pretty much like that, where it's, here's a big ship.
You know,
Fly
I was
through-
just thinking, I wish I was into this game until this sentence.
Just so buy the DLC, you'll be fine.
Yes, it's literally you're flying around an airship, and it's like the frames of the airship are like little triangle holes, and it's like, oh, you want perfect in this big ring you've got to go through? Make it through this tiny little gap, which is a little bit wider than you are,
Yikes.
and you have to control the acceleration and everything of your jetpack as well to get yourself perfectly lined up and not hit the wall and die like a bug.
Ugh,
I died a lot.
that just sounds horrible.
Yeah, it literally, when I started doing it, the first thing I thought of was, this is the mag cannon mission from Ace Combat all over again.
Yeah.
This is, you know,
is
so
my nightmare.
Yes, but it's at the same time, it's still really cool. Get the DLC. Don't even bother with the challenges. You don't have to get 5 gears on them. Instead of 5 stars, it's 5 gears. Shush.
Ugh,
You don't
I
even
hate-
have to do that.
I hate it.
I don't think Knobs has ever been more interested and then less interested in a game.
Within
Well, no,
like
I mean,
3
it sounds like
sentences.
it sounds like it's a lot. It sounds like a lot of cool stuff in that game. I mean, I played Just Cause 2 for a minute, and it was overwhelming.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it definitely does. Like, especially Just Cause 3, it's a bigger map, and it has that exact same thing where it's, here's a whole bunch of stuff. Go figure out what you want to do.
It's like talking to a yoga instructor that overpronounces every stupid move.
Now go and liberate the downward dog base.
Or Asa Shanavana
Oh no.
into Shirinavana. Ah,
Okay, moving on.
ting.
I did play a little bit of that rat game. Sorry,
No!
Knobs, I have to talk about it.
All right, I'm looking for steel books.
Which, mad props to the Discord group for getting a PSN rat game going on Saturday night. Respect to the crew on the rat side on
There
the
you go.
PlayStation 4.
Oh, some people are getting unfriended.
Oh, you gotta go.
That's Nymph, Maximus Prime, Ballgek, and a skewed one.
Well, don't give
just
him a
for the
hit
record.
list.
Gone.
Go slower. I'm writing him down.
I'll be the traitor stormtrooper, is what I'll do.
Oh, I see.
Hit you into your asthmatic throat. Boyega.
Oh, wow.
Wow, why am I so
Anyway.
wound up?
I don't know.
Maybe it was the cat.
It's all that robot talk.
Yeah, it's all the robots. That's what it is.
No,
Humans are
you know what it
humans.
is I have no release for that because I want to talk about it and it's driving me nuts.
Yeah. Soon.
And Selena had a baby.
Soon.
Okay. I also played The Flame in the Flood, TVGP Game Club game.
Yeah, I need to get on that.
The game with the smallest interface UI I have ever seen.
This has got to be something with your setup, dude, because I've got like a 40-inch TV that's about 10 years old, and it's fine on my screen.
When you go in the interface and like there's those 4 bars at the bottom, unreadable. Like a 65-inch TV.
Yeah, that stuff. It's the bars. It's literally the only thing inside those bars is a number out of 100. Do you really need it that vitally?
I can't tell what it was. It's too tiny.
I'm sitting probably about a good 10 feet away from my TV, maybe 15, and I can see it fine. It's your eyeballs, man.
I might be blind.
What is Lone Survivor?
When was the last time you had an eye test, Boston?
No comment.
Hey, I had one last week.
Hey.
I checked my Xbox gameplay thing just before. 27 hours.
Oh, wow.
In just under a week. I have completed the campaign. There are things I would like to say about the campaign. I will not say anything about the campaign, minus the fact that it has possibly one of the favorite things for me personally in video games happens during the campaign. That's all I'm going to say. I really liked it a lot. I'm now playing the endless mode, which is when you literally just keep on going down that river.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Is it a river wild? Little Deliverance?
No, it's a river runs through it.
I like that. It's a fishing movie. I like fishing.
Unfortunately, you can't fish on the Xbox versions. Or the PlayStation version. You may be able to on the PC, I'm not sure.
Well, that's it. It's over. I'm out.
Yep. Tap out.
I'm out with your quest for fire.
Hey, I streamed this game for about.
Do you
4
realize?
hours
Look at the thread. The chat thread is literally show title, show title, show title, show
titles after titles.
Yes. I streamed it for about 4 hours the other day, and literally, not even kidding, I was running around screaming about how much I needed a flint, literally to start a fire, so I wouldn't die. So.
And that's in endless mode.
You're talking about the game. I thought something happened. Like, what's going on in New York?
Twitch does have an IRL.
Rainy, but how cold are you?
Yeah, Twitch does have an IRL streaming channel now, so.
Yeah, we had a bit of a power outage again. I'm actually doing this through the hamsters running through the cages and over on the other side of the room.
Put a little static electricity charger in the cat castle.
He's got some energy.
But yeah, the endless mode is good. The endless mode is it seems a lot harsher than the campaign. Like you start off and immediately you are, holy crap, I need everything now.
Right.
The campaign feels a lot more lax on that side of things, where it's much more forgiving. Well, I'm enjoying the extra challenge because after a while in the campaign, you feel like you have a lot of stuff. Like I think I hit the eighth region in it. And I was like, I've got everything I need. I'm just gonna book it down this river now.
Oh right.
And I didn't bother stopping anymore. So the campaign probably not as hard as you think it might be, considering the type of game it is. It seems to be balanced pretty well. They did the patch that they released, I think I mentioned last week. Great quality of life improvements in that, considering how much I played it before and after. But yes, play the Game Club game. We will be talking about it at some point in 2 weeks.
Something like that?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
3 weeks? Something like
that. Whatever.
Soonish.
Yes, keep tuned in social media, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Final game for me this week is Tom Clancy's The Division.
Oh.
Which I
took a turn.
Yes, I restarted it because Tomsy, long-time friend of the show, Tomsy, picked it up, and me, him, and Balkirk has already played a lot of it too, so me and Balkirk created new people and started playing it with Tomsy.
Well, it's such a different game now that like starting over makes a lot of sense. Skype problems again, apparently.
Is it, or is he pouting? I corrected his English.
It's a little bit of both. At first, it was a pout, and the pout followed straight into Skype problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a much more different game from what it was when it was released. Yeah, I'm doing it deliberately now just to wind you up. By the way, Nobs. It is a very different game.
Like that, the more you sound like somebody. It's the best. It's gonna be huge.
Oh,
okay. I don't get that reference, but okay.
Never. We're not going down that road.
Okay. I'll stop.
Yes, it's a really good game. Like, from day one of playing that game, me and my wife played it. We picked it up and we played way too much of it to probably actually mention. We got all the way to the end, and I was mentioning this to Tomsy and Ball. It's Destiny. It's really good controls, really good shooting mechanics. It feels good to play. It's lacking in content, and then obviously I didn't play it after beating it, and all the DLC came out. We have the season pass. I just never really got into it. I did a tiny little bit of the underground section, but I didn't do any of the end game stuff because exactly the same thing that happened with Destiny happened with this, which is I beat it. I was disappointed by the lack of end game stuff,
and you dove in too hard.
Straight off it. Yeah, exactly. When you beat a game in like 20 hours over the course of like 4 days, and you're like, okay, come on, more, and then there's nothing there. It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
But now, fingers crossed, with Tomsy in, we can, we're all gonna play it all the way up, get all the way to the level cap, and then we'll see what happens there. Maybe we'll do the DLC, maybe not. And the DLC now is free for the second season or whatever it is. Yeah. So,
well, and I hear that that snowy survival thing is so different from what the game itself is. I hear that's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to getting into that aspect of it as well, to actually give that a shot and see how that feels. But yeah, I still love the game. I still think it plays fantastically. It's just an unfortunate aspect of it didn't get the sales that Destiny did, but also it didn't get the heat that Destiny got because of that exact same thing.
Yeah.
Well, I think they've done a good job of turning that around and making it into, a viable, consistent multiplayer game that you can go back in, and I'm actually looking forward to going into the Dark Zone for the first time in a long time, even though I know I'm going to get bent over.
Well, I think they just put out a patch recently that changed it pretty significantly.
Yeah. They've got patch notes when you load it, and it's like 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, and it's like, these are all of the changes, and it's like, I'm not reading all of that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go in and see how things go. But, yeah, like, I like it still. I liked it when it first came out. And we'll see how far we get down the New York rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I've been playing, so over to Boston and his one game this week.
Yeah, it's Persona 5, shockingly.
What?
This morning I rolled over 112 hours.
What?
Oh, wow.
I am now wrapping up what I think is the final dungeon. I spent all of yesterday going through this dungeon. I think it's taken me about 8 hours to go through it. I am now on the true ending path, which definitely means I will not be spoiling anything, especially because the game just came out and I'm finishing it. I think the one thing that I will talk about with the true ending, and again, no spoilers. I think Persona 3 did a really great thing when you made the choices for the true ending path, because basically the Persona 3, 4, and 5, at some point you have to make a large choice, and if you not really make the wrong choices, but if you don't follow the true ending path, you basically, in Persona 4, it fast forwarded through about 7 months, and was just basically like, all right, see you later, game's over. But if you made the correct true ending choices, you got way more content. In Persona 3, it was very clear, basically a character came up to you and it's basically like, this is an important decision. What's your decision? It's like, oh, okay. This is I need to think about this one here. One of the big frustrations in Persona 4 is the true ending path decision is in a conversation that doesn't seem important. And Persona 4, it was way too easy to not make the right choices and get yourself in a normal or a bad ending.
Yeah, I remember seeing the Giant Bomb Endurance run for Persona 4,
Yeah.
and probably by episode 50, people are saying to them, make sure you get the true ending thing, make sure you do this. I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's important. It doesn't tell you it is.
Yeah. Thankfully, in Persona 5, right before you go make that decision, the game tells you, there's important story stuff coming up. Would you like to save? And it's like, okay. And I really appreciate that, because if I was to get I've been saving before every dungeon finishes, and then making a new save file after that dungeon is finished. So I if there was anything that happened between those 2 points, if I had to make any decisions, I could always roll back like a week of in-game time and then go replay that again. So I was pretty well protected. They give you 16 save slots, and they give you 1 save slot up in the cloud. So you have plenty of save slots to work with. But I'm really glad it was very clear, like, you're going to decide some stuff. Maybe you want to make a new save file? You know, wink, nudge, nudge, go do it. Persona 5 is really great. I think the stuff that they did with the story at the part that I'm at has made me love the game way more than I was before. I was really enjoying it, and the direction that they've gone is fantastic. And it has shown me how well written that game is. I really want to finish it just so I can kind of get the whole story and I can start my second playthrough. But I'm to the point where I'm fighting a series of bosses, and none of them are easy, and some of them are a little unfair. So I feel like that's very much the Shin Megami Tensei thing, where it's like, hey, you're getting towards the end because we're kind of throwing a lot at you, and you know, there's some bosses with some one-shot kills and that sort of stuff, which thankfully I've learned my lesson and I have some protections against. But you know, it's still an SMT game where if your main character dies, it's a game over.
Oh wow!
So
I've never liked that, to be honest.
Well, you might be interested in safety difficulty, which means you can just restart the battle. Which I'm
can Edge of Tomorrow it.
Yeah,
restart the day.
I'm so happy they keep including the safety difficulty, because not only do you get the storyline, it doesn't, it's not like Kingdom Hearts where it's like, I'm sorry, you played on normal, so you don't get the ending. It just allows you to, it gives you the freedom to make mistakes in battles, and it doesn't punish you for it. I'm playing normal. I know Mina is playing on, I don't remember what the highest difficulty is called, because it's downloadable.
Soul Crushing?
It has some horrible name. Apocalypse? Something like that. It's downloadable. That's how hard it is. Wow. I know she's playing on that because she's crazy. I'm playing on normal, and it is a pretty good challenge. And I'm looking at the Thieves Guild and seeing where everyone else is. I'm pretty well leveled compared to everybody else. So it's a nice hefty difficulty. There's a lot of bosses in dungeons that I'm dying 4 or 5 times to because I'm getting too greedy and I'm getting too impatient, and the game is just smacking me down. It's like, you need to play smarter than this. You're playing dumb, and I'm punishing you.
I know you, I think it was you and Musum have both mentioned your distaste for a character or two, like how they don't feel truly developed or are kind of annoying on Twitter. Has this changed at all? I can't remember the name of the people that Musum was talking about specifically, but there was someone who was bothering them, and they want. I can't remember what they said, but it was like they wanted a redemption moment for these characters. Like,
Oh,
how
sure,
are you finding
yeah.
it?
Yeah, it's so basically the first character you meet is Ryuji, and he's this blonde-haired punk guy, and he's he's very loud, and it's very much like part of the whole conceit of the game is you're the Phantom Thieves, and you're very much trying to keep your thieving in check, like most thieves do. And a lot of what Ryuji is doing is going in public and being like, isn't that cool? What we're doing is the Phantom Thieves. We, the Phantom Thieves, are so cool. And it's like, shut the hell up. What are you doing, dude? So, like, a lot of Ryuji is like, we're going to make a plan. And Ryuji is like, yes, us, the Phantom Thieves, are going to go in the palace. It's just like, dude, why do I take you anywhere? Like, you're sending him on a secret mission, and he's like, I'm on a secret mission. This is so much fun. Don't tell anyone. It's like, guys, dude.
Mr. Beaning it up.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a character...
The spy that tells everyone he's a spy.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a spy, but don't tell
It's
anyone. I'm just
Archer.
gonna tell
He's
you.
Archer.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's a character in Persona 3 called Junpei, and he is very much the same throughout the game, but at some point he gets a redemptive thing, and he has a coming of age moment where he definitely does grow up, and he becomes a much more serious character. I definitely won't talk about any of the back half of this game, but I know I like Ryuji a lot more than seemingly everybody. I think he's kind of fun in like the your dumb friend sort of way, where it's like, I don't know why I bring him places. He's not housebroken. See you guys later. Sorry he made a scene at this restaurant. We tip well. Like he's one of those guys. Kind of like
like
Nob said, he's Archer.
Yeah, but not as cool.
It's like going to Denny's with Winkler.
Yeah, it's like going to Denny's with your drunk friend, where it's like, I'm so sorry. I know he's being loud. He's doing nothing but drinking coffee and eating toast.
Or the one guy that tried to pick up the waitress and misspelled university. Where do you go to school?
That would be this guy, and I think I've been rolling with the punches for. I think the strength and the weakness of Persona is that there are so many characters, and so many of them not only join your party for going in the dungeons, but you also have social links with them. Unfortunately, confidants in Persona 5, that you get to spend so much time with them, where once you've run out of your social links with the characters you like, you're sort of looking at the rest of the roster, and you're like, I guess I'll hang out with Ryuji. I mean, okay.
Yeah.
And for me, his social link made me like him more, but there's always going to be a character for everybody that's just like, I don't want you to talk, I don't want you in my party, if I could leave you at home, that would make me the happiest. But that's not the case. Yeah, Persona 5 is really great. You can probably gather by the fact that I've put in almost 120 hours in 3 weeks.
Yep.
And a lot of that I have to say, a lot of that has been just doing the dungeons. And I said it, I think, last week, and I'll say it again, especially with the dungeon that I'm currently finishing. The real strength of Persona 5 is that the dungeons are not randomized. So each one of them is a large puzzle that's comprised of smaller puzzles that get you closer and closer to solving the bigger one. And I think that's such an improvement over... Persona 3 was interesting. Tartarus was interesting because you'd go into a floor, it would randomly generate it, and every X number of floors you'd fight a boss, and this one is the table boss, and this one is this boss.
The chair boss, the chaise boss.
Was there a chair boss?
Yeah.
It might have been. And Persona 4 did that a little bit differently, where some stuff was randomized and some stuff wasn't. But having it non-randomized has made each dungeon can take you 8 to 10 hours, and a lot of that is just going through the dungeon and fighting stuff and solving puzzles. And I think for me that's way better than going into a randomized dungeon and just sort of fighting through a bunch of enemies, and after 5 floors you fight a boss. Like, that stuff is a lot less interesting to me than...
And like you said as well, they've still got the randomized dungeon aspect in there.
Yep.
So if that's what you're interested in, it's actually there too. So
well, and the great part about the randomized dungeons mementos is that every time you beat a main story dungeon, the mementos expands. So, like, when you start off with it, it's like 7 floors and there's 1 area. You beat the first dungeon, that 7 floors still stays there, and each one of those floors is randomized, but then you get another section added onto it that could be anywhere from like 5 to 15 floors. So, and you can skip through. You can say like, oh, well, I have a mission to go to the 4th area, and I have to go fight a boss there. You can go to the 4th area and start there, or you can start from the 2nd or the beginning, any of that stuff. It's really good for getting personas. It's really good for getting gear and items for crafting and all that stuff. Persona 5 is really great, and there's been a lot of talk lately about the subpar quality of the translation. It is a bit of a disappointment. It's not as... It seems like 2 teams translated this game. Everything that a voice actor speaks is 95% of it is good. The other 5% of it is sort of like, you could have taken a second pass at writing that for how people speak, but it's okay.
For how people speak,
rather
than how robots speak.
It's not even that. It's just sort of like it sounds like somebody literally translated the Japanese. It's a little stilted. The word placement is a little weird. It's sort of like, instead of somebody saying like, well, why the hell would you do that? Someone says like, I don't understand why you would do that sort of thing. It's sort of like, that's not really how teenagers would speak. The other half of the game...
Yo, that's a whack, man.
There's some of that stuff in there, too. That's not that great. The other half of the game is sort of NPCs that are around. That stuff is super uneven. just flat out. There are some people in there that just... It's not great. It seems like even though that game was in development for a long time and got delayed over here by a considerable amount, I think they still needed more time, as crazy as that is. But none of that really affects the story. It's not like a Final Fantasy Tactics thing, where it's like, famously kill Daisadarg's brother, which is you. There's none of that sort of translation stuff. It's all that little stuff where it's like, that's just a little weird. But overall, really great. I'm really excited to finish this episode so I can go fight the boss of this dungeon and see where that leaves me in this storyline.
How much do you think you have left?
I honestly don't know, and the problem is I don't want to get that spoiled because I don't want to go look up a walkthrough, because so many walkthroughs of this stuff is like, well, here's who you're fighting as the next boss. I don't want to know that yet. Like, I haven't found a place that I can go to say, like, how much of Persona 5 do I have left? Like, I'm at this date. How far does it go? Because I don't want to get any of that stuff. I've gotten some stuff accidentally spoiled.
Go ahead. Do you have a feel for the momentum? Like, do you feel like you're trudging towards it?
I feel like I'm at the ending. How do I say this? I feel like I'm at the ending of the storyline, but there's still days left on the calendar.
Oh.
So I don't... Persona 4 did something very similar, where it was sort of... you make the bad. Let's say this: in Persona 4, if you made the bad ending choice, you would make that choice in like September, and it would fast forward the calendar to April, and everyone would be like, "Okay, bye, that's the ending." It's like I lost like 6 months. What the hell happened? When you made the right choice, you'd go to like December or January, and then you'd get some scenes, and it would sort of wrap up from that point. But you'd like lose 3 months just because of how the story went. I feel like that's gonna happen in Persona 5. Like, I'm wrapping up the stuff, and then the storyline will propel the rest of however many days I have left in the game. It'll sort of propel that forward. So
yeah, because I know it was in Nier. It was pretty apparent when you felt the push. Like the game felt like it was ramping up.
I'm in the middle of a push right now. I was rushing through a boss fight before we were recording this, just so I could not put my PS4 to sleep in the middle of a boss fight again, because that's been happening to me the last couple days, where it's like either there's a big storyline push or there's like a mini boss rush, and in between I have to go feed the baby or go to bed or something like that. I'm sort of like, I need to finish what I'm doing before I can save, and then I'll feel better. So.
Yeah. Also, I don't trust that hibernate mode. I don't care what console you're on. I do not trust hibernate.
As long as you don't have a power outage for PS4, it's fine. I've never had it go badly.
Yeah,
I still don't trust it.
Either one, or even resume after going to another app in the Xbox One and coming back to exactly the same spot.
Yeah, that's true. It's never bitten me on either one. The only thing that's really bitten me is just a power outage. But I don't really rely on it. The only time I have been relying on it is Persona 4, where it's like you have an hour-long stint of storyline stuff, and about a half an hour in, I have to go do something. So,
yeah.
But I'm never really leaving it overnight, because that's playing with fire. But hopefully by this time next week, we have Pup next weekend, so I'm hoping to finish it up before then. And then we'll once all three of us on Pup have finished it, we'll probably do a spoiler cast. So keep an eye out for that, because that will probably be long and good. So sort of like Persona 5. Hey-o. All right, but that's all I'm playing. So let's take a break.
Man, that dog jumped right on my bladder. I gotta go.
I'm gonna have some chocolate.
You have no idea how much self-restraint I had to not say it's long. When you said it's long and good, I still wanted to say that's what she said, or that's all about Tomsy.
Left it wide open.
Yep, you did. And I'm not going to take that opportunity either.
I'm enjoying this delicious dark quinoa chocolate.
Oh, is that any good?
It's really good.
Wait, shit, it doesn't matter. My wife doesn't eat chocolate.
Bummer.
Let me just enjoy my caramel M&Ms.
Oh, I didn't know those were a thing.
Neither did I until my wife came home with my caramel M&Ms. We have this phraseology between us, which is if she's out and she calls me or something, she's like, "Do you want anything?" It's like, "Yeah, just get me something gross." When I say something gross, I mean something like caramel M&Ms.
Something delicious
she can't
chocolate.
Eat. Yes. Something she can't eat, but I can eat, and it's delicious and makes her want to vomit.
Man, those sound so good.
They're actually really nice as well. Like, it's a nice thick caramel. So it's like you bite into M&M and then you get the soft squishiness of the caramel inside.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if I've ever shown this one.
Ow.
But my mother-in-law got me this cup.
That's pretty good.
And it's full of fucking English phrases around the side of it.
That's great.
Like a jolly good show, old chap.
Some proper English.
Oh, yeah. Well, it does have a dude with a monocle and a cane.
Oh, of course. Mr. Peanut's human brother.
Yes. No, don't fall over, Ripley. Because apparently there's a Funko problem in this house. It's my wife. And it's my fault.
Well, Alright, let's look at our news stories like we usually do. Shaq Fu, the Legend Reborn, is now headed to the Switch. Okay. Destructoid reviewed a game called Die with Glory. Developed by Cloud Castle, which is not a studio I know much about. Let's watch a release trailer here. How's everyone in chat doing? Okay, cool. A release trailer with no gameplay.
Oh,
moving on.
While I remember, don't fucking fall. While I remember, I made a note. Have you got your pen handy?
Sure.
Of course, you have your pen handy. 40 minutes and 10 seconds and 43 minutes and 30 seconds. There was a very significant "fuck you" from the living room, which I heard through my headphones.
40:10 and
43:30.
43.
I'm not sure. I kept an eye on the waveform.
I'm just gonna write Jess question mark.
Yes, it blipped a little bit, so I don't think it will be audible, but
okay,
it's worth keeping a check out.
Yeah, the hard part is when I go to edit it, I edit all of it, and then when I go to basically remaster it at the end, I pull everything out and I make it way louder. So if it's a little blip here, it could potentially be something fairly audible in the post file.
Yeah, that's the 2 times I caught it, so if it's there, I apologize, and so does Jess.
Yeah. And, you know, like I always say, we're not recording in a studio, so it's going to happen. Ice cream trucks happen.
There was a couple of weeks ago, and we finished the show, and I walked into the living room, and Jess was talking to one of her friends, and she was like, "Fuck, I think I'm about to get told off." And she was like, "Was I swearing too loud?" And I was like, "I don't even know what you're talking about, so no."
Yeah. Ooh, is there a trailer for Dirt 4?
Oh, did you see the trailer for Kingsman?
No, I haven't watched the first one yet, so I didn't really want to watch it.
I got sunburned today. Jeez.
Stupid smarch weather.
Yeah, so we make the turn. Tom stoves 2 hot dogs in his mouth. We get through number 10, and then we're ready to tee off at 11. He's like, "Dude, I gotta go." Like,
it's happening.
Like, what are you talking about? I gotta go. It's like, okay. I was like, dude. He's like, okay, how do I get back to the clubhouse? We played 1 fucking hole. Like, how do you...
It's back the way we came.
It's like, just go up the fairway that way and hang a right.
Yeah.
Go over the bridge and yeah, you're there. So then all of a sudden he comes back from a completely different direction. Like, I'm sitting on a rock on my phone, just watching stuff on the YouTubes. And then he comes back in the wrong direction. He's like, well, I really need to get to the clubhouse. Where did you go the first time? He's like, no, I found a porta potty. I'm like, all right. So then he's gone for another half an hour. Like 5 groups played through us, and we're backed up. Oh. Oh my god. It was horrendous.
So I was just reading this article about Dirt 4. I didn't know that one of its big features is procedurally generated tracks. That's awesome. Cool.
That sucks. How are you supposed to get better?
There are also fixed tracks.
Come on, man. It's going to have the mountain climbs.
Fixed tracks.
Oh, I want to play the mountain climbs again. Dirt 3 was so bad, and I just want it to be good again.
Is that by... Grid Masters?
Dirt Masters. It's the game's title plus masters. I think I've decided. Grid was made by Grid Masters. It's made by Dirt Masters. Don't be crazy.
Yeah, don't be silly.
What time is it? 4 o'clock. Okay. Well, I'm ready when you guys are.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Ready in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. We got releases this week for May 1st. Rolling in 5.
Yeah.
To 2017. The Legend of Heroes: Trials in the Sky, the third, for PC.
The much anticipated third game in the series that I unfortunately have not yet played.
Yeah, all right. And Prey comes to PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One.
I'm watching this one real close. This could be good.
The first Prey wasn't horrible. It was something. It was definitely something.
Nobs, you've already got your justification for buying it, so go and buy it. It has a steelbook.
No, I couldn't find it online while we were recording, so I didn't buy it yet.
Needs further research. I think the interesting thing about Prey is it from what I've seen, it looks like it could carry over some of the mental trickery of Dead Space. I find that really attractive.
Okay, sorry, I just totally banged the pop filter right there.
It's okay.
So, I have a
editor will fix in post.
Audible thing. And Tumbleseed for the Switch.
It looks like a cool puzzle game where I think you can play it with some of the accelerometer stuff, where you're basically guiding this thing on a pole through a whole track. It looks really cool. I think it's coming to PS4 and Xbox One later?
At some point.
Know when. Alright, let's move on to news stories. Surprisingly, Nintendo talked about their reason... I thought we were done with this, but Nintendo talked about their reasoning for canceling the NES Classic Edition. Reggie Fils-Aimé said, quote, "From our perspective, it's important to recognize where our future is and the key areas that we need to drive. We've got a lot going on right now, and we don't have unlimited resources." End quote. I think
you got Wii money forever.
Well, I think that's really interesting, because from a business perspective, I think a lot of people think that about Nintendo, and obviously they have a lot of cash, but I think they also, looking from an internal perspective, they also have to balance, development of first-party games where, Sony and Microsoft don't really have a lot to worry about that at the moment. Sony has a lot of second-party. Microsoft has canceled nearly all of their first-party stuff.
Yeah.
And I think when...
It's also... That's what's going to sell the Switch. That's what's going to sell a Nintendo product, is the first-party stuff. So... It has to be good, because your third parties, let's face it, are not going to support it that long.
Well, and I think when you look at how astronomically well the Switch has sold in its first month, I think if you look at Nintendo's perspective, they can say, well, the NES Classic, we can continue manufacturing these probably for pretty cheap, but the tail is running out on this product. But if you look at the Switch... the tail gets longer there the more Nintendo games come out. It's not a one-time purchase. It's, I'm going to purchase this now, and I'm going to get Mario Kart and Zelda. I heard those are good. And there's a Mario game coming out, and et cetera, for the next, at least the next couple of years. I think if Nintendo looks at those two products, the NES Classic is going to have to fall by the wayside so they can make the thing that makes more money.
Yeah. Well, no, and essentially the Switch, or not the Switch, the NES Classic, it's a one-off.
Yep.
That's like a holiday thing. Like, cool, you got it, we got our money, we recouped, we made our profit on it. It's time to move on. And
there's no DLC for it. Like, they didn't put anything in there to hop on your wireless network and buy future NES titles. They probably could have, but the juice isn't worth the squeeze on a product like that to develop. Like a DLC and a payment system, just to, they have the Virtual Console on the Switch. They want you to migrate over there.
They want you to buy it a third, fourth, maybe fifth time the same games.
Grumble, grumble, grumble. But also Nintendo announced the new 2DS. Sorry, the new Nintendo 2DS XL this week.
That name is just the worst, but man, does that thing look good.
Yeah, I'm surprised I always recommended the 2DS for really young kids because that was very much, there's no hinge on it. It's very much an old Nintendo droppable handheld where you're going to drop it and nothing will come flying off of it. It'll probably be fine. This obviously does away with that, but I agree. I think this looks pretty cool. It looks like a slimmed down 3DS, and I kind of like the idea of them coming out with a cheaper system. It's $150 that has that larger size, but you don't have to mess around with the 3D anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's coming out July 20th. I've been a little surprised at a lot of the industry pundits saying, well, Nintendo came out with this, and this isn't 3D and the Switch isn't 3D, so, glasses-free 3D is dead. It's like, I don't know if that's necessarily the thing. It's just, this is the thing you recommend to parents that have young kids that want a DS, because, the recommendation has been, if your kid is younger than 6 years old, if it is, I remember, they shouldn't use the glasses-free 3D. It's not good for their eyes. So this is a thing you can buy them, and you don't have to worry about doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's like,
it looks kind of good, though, except for the name. God, is it hard?
It just gets longer and weirder.
I just get new 3DS Wii 2 plus Switch. What?
Super. Yeah.
My favorite then was New Super Mario Brothers, and New Super Mario Brothers 2, and there was like 5 different versions of it.
New Super Mario Brothers was so good, though. I really didn't like that name, but man, that was great.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, the 2D, the new 2DS XL square rooted or whatever it's called.
Super Plus.
Yes.
As soon as you're making a Pokemon joke with your console's name, you're just, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I mean, it's Nintendo doing what Nintendo does best. Like, whether you want to admit it or not, the DS, the Game Boy, all of this stuff, it started off as being aimed for kids. It just so happens that there is fantastic games on all of those different platforms of their handhelds, but their handhelds get sold to kids.
Yeah.
And this is one designed for kids who can't do the 3DS stuff.
Yeah. And the price is right, $150.
Yep.
That's not bad.
Mm-hmm. Maybe one day Moon will play Monster Hunter.
Don't go crazy, Moon. Live your life. Don't go down that road.
Again. Don't go down that road again.
Next news story. This is we're kind of circling back on this. This has been quiet for a while, but the rumor / report is that industry sources speaking to Reuters says that apparently Vivendi is going to try to finalize their takeover of Ubisoft this year. They currently own 25%. If that number climbs to 30%, Vivendi will be required by French law to attempt a takeover, which seems like a really crazy law. The interesting thing is that Vivendi is saying that apparently if that stock becomes too much, they're just going to move on. Like, if the price just gets too high, then they're just going to tap out. Right now, it's controlled by the Guillemot family, if I remember correctly. They control the majority stake in that company.
I was gonna make a really tasteless joke about that French law, but I won't.
I appreciate it.
But
so do our French listeners.
Yes, my favorite thing about this is now is the time. If that stock price gets too much, and they will just move on. I'm waiting for the Ubisoft press conference to come out with all of the bangers, all of the trailers, everything they can possibly throw out right now is gonna come out of the woodwork, just so they can try and get hyped up for get Ubisoft hype up, and then get that stock price up, and then just look at Vivendi and go, is this too high yet? Is this too high yet?
What's the number, Vivendi? Yeah, I'm assuming that Ubisoft is going to have another press event at E3 this year, It will probably be crazy yet again. Aisha Tyler will probably be hosting it yet again. But I feel like this year is probably a pretty hot year for them, assuming that they're going to show Assassin's Creed. Oh, God, what's the title that's been floating around
Egypt.
for that? There's been an interesting sounding title that's been floating around for that. But I feel like they could hit E3 really hard with a new Assassin's Creed game, and I think that could be a good year for them to grab hold with that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if they can say, like, if you love Assassin's Creed, it's finally time for another one. If you hated Assassin's Creed before, we spent a lot of time fixing it.
Yeah. We did what you wanted. We took a break.
Yeah, remember Watch Dogs 2? We fixed that.
Speaking of Assassin's Creed, did you ever finish Syndicate yet?
No, it's
I could have sworn I saw you playing that last week.
Yeah, I was. It's on my rotation of games, which I'm currently playing, which is about 15 games long.
Instead of this lazy Susan of games.
It pretty much is.
Amazing.
Which one do I feel like today? Just spin it around a little bit, have a little nibble of this one, a little hug of Isaac, a little stabby of Assassin's Creed. That's all the metaphors I've got.
Okay. Next news story, Call of Duty World War II finally announced. The three buzzwords seem to be gritty, visceral, and boots on the ground. I did watch
I've also seen I've also seen Back to Its Roots.
I did watch the trailer because I thought, all right, let's watch the trailer. It's 2 minutes. I think the thing that the positive and the negative of the trailer, I don't want to poo-poo it right out of hand because that's easy. I think the positive and the negative of this trailer is it looks a lot like Call of Duty, and you're gonna get the summer popcorn movie video game experience, and it will probably have a multiplayer experience that half of the people move over and half of the people are gonna stay with COD Blops 2. And
But let's face it, it's also going to have a D-Day scene. It's also going to have running through a French village scene. Yeah. It's going to have all of the tropes of all of the stuff which people our age, as we discussed a couple of weeks ago, people our age have played a million times. I don't care if it's current gen anymore. I just don't care.
Sledgehammer says it will take place between 1944 and 1945. You'll play as a young private who's seeing his first real action in the Battle of Normandy and fight across the European theater. There will also be a Nazi zombie co-op campaign.
Why is it always a private?
Yeah.
Hold on. There's zombies in this?
Yep. Remember World War II's zombie apocalypse?
Oh, I do. I remember all of the video games produced, like the Undead Army sniper games, all about those Nazi zombies.
I mean, that's the stuff.
So what is it? Is it going to be just an amphetamine outbreak that turns everyone into zombies?
Yeah, I think, as we've been talking about, that's the positive and the negative of the trap that the Call of Duty franchise has gotten in is. There's a lot of content. There's a co-op campaign, and there's different modes, and there's a lot of multiplayer and a lot of modes there, and you also have the Nazi zombie stuff, and there's a lot of checkboxes that you can check every year, but that the burrito keeps getting more and more stuffed, and it's sort of starting to spill out a little bit. And I think with Call of Duty, that means that something has to give. Is co-op not going to be great and be buggy, or is the Nazi zombie campaign going to be 2 levels and super short? What falls here in this formula when it gets bigger and bigger every single year?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I just want to know, like, when they were developing this game, did they come up with a whiteboard and just start writing all these ideas on the whiteboard for what they want to do? Or did they literally just go back and look at the games they've already made and say, let's do that again, and that again, and that again?
But the gaming industry's memory is very short.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
To the industry, there are no Call of Duty games before Modern Warfare 1.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people who... It makes me feel so old, but I know a fair few people whose first gaming console was the 360 and the PlayStation 3.
Sure. And that's not bad. I mean, like,
No.
anyone who's listening that's younger or is our age and didn't play until the 360, that's fine.
Yeah,
it's just,
that's probably the greatest generation in my opinion.
yeah, man, starting with the 360, like, you missed out on a lot of BS from a lot of previous generations. But yeah,
you don't appreciate good games.
Yeah.
To some degree, I would say. I mean, you don't know what it's like to get a real stinker and have to just eat your vegetables.
Well, and the hard part about how expensive games are to make now is there's a lot less experimental stuff. You know, that's why Nier Automata is such a breath of fresh air, is because it's weird and it's different. You know, it's not a corridor-based first-person shooter that has a bald space marine in it. You know, like it's something. That's why I'm enjoying Persona 5 so much. I'm a Japanese high school student in modern day. Cool.
But he calls back Space Marines pay the bills.
100%. Call of Duty pays the bills. You know, well, actually, Blizzard pays the bills for.
I was about to say, maybe on that case, Blizzard's the better case for that.
Yeah, World of Warcraft and Hearthstone and all of them probably pay the bills, but.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, like the biggest thing that bothers me about the whole Call of Duty thing, or like I said, if you haven't played a World War II game before from Call of Duty, that's fine. You're young, I get it. Or you got into the gaming industry lately. It's the fact that as bad as they did a terrible job on their marketing aspect of it. Battlefield 1 did. There were some really big mistakes they made from the marketing wing. First thing I saw for the Call of Duty World War II is a pre-order cap.
Yep. Well, and I gotta say, yet again, I like Destiny. So if you like Call of Duty and you really are 100% into Call of Duty every year, who the hell am I to criticize? Like and especially like, you know, if Call of Duty is a game you play and you play it every day, for the year it's out, and you pre-order the next one and you're playing that every day for a year, you're getting your money's worth. Like, that's awesome.
And it's not exactly like I can talk either. My wife and I, pretty much, I think we literally own every Ubisoft game that's come out this generation.
Yeah. I've been playing Binding of Isaac nearly every day for 5 years. Like, who the hell am I to criticize? Let's talk about our last news story. We usually don't talk about the games with gold or the PS Plus games that come out every month, but PS4 users, if you have PlayStation Plus, Tales from the Borderlands is free next month. Go download it and go play it. You don't have an excuse. And we'll go through our normal flowchart. If you played Borderlands and you liked them, go play Tales from Borderlands. If you've never played a Borderlands before, go play Tales from Borderlands. And then go play the other Borderlands games. You don't need to know anything about the Borderlands universe or lore to really enjoy it. It'll add a little bit of stuff here and there, but you can enjoy it. You can play it and then go play Borderlands 2 and pre-sequel, and then go play it again. You'll enjoy it even more the second time. Yeah,
because you will get introduced to probably the best foil of all time.
Yeah, one of gaming's real great villains.
Yeah, I can't say nothing. I've owned that game for about a year and a half and still haven't played it.
Get off the show. It's like 10 hours long.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. You know what? I got a conversation about that yesterday at the mall because I had to buy a belt. So I was trying to add a loop and I cut it in half.
Whoops.
Why am I doing it with a knife? Why not? But no, I was wearing my Maliwan shirt.
Yeah.
And the dude in the leather store started talking about Borderlands.
Awesome.
I was like, I cannot believe anyone recognized this shirt.
Right. Well, they're the best gun manufacturer, so why not?
Well,
take the disc off the side, you slap another disc in there. So cool.
Sorry, I'm Team Hyperion the whole way.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm Theodore the whole way.
You
Theodore?
Monster.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to...
Or Vlad, Guns of the Revolution.
Yeah. Let's move on to tweets. Adderblack39 writes in, who would win in a fight between David Jaffe, Phil Fish, John Blow, Ed McMillan, and Cliffy B?
Well, you can take Jaffe and Cliffy B right out because they're like 5'0". All the other ones, I have no idea.
Phil Fish is Fez, John Blow is Braid, and the Witness. Ed McMillan is Binding of Isaac and Super Meat Boy.
Oh, actually, yeah. Yeah. I think Phil Fish is wiry, and he's got that like feral like quality. I would say.
Well, he's got reach.
Yeah,
but I think Ed McMillan might take it. Actually,
I would actually vote for John Blow. I feel like he's the type of guy that would be a secret black belt. Like you would know the dude for 15 years, and you'd be like, "Hey man, did you ever like take jujitsu?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm like a 3rd degree black belt." And it's like, "I'm what? You really?" Now I could see him just coming in like snapping necks.
he's
Fisher.
also like 6'6" and something like that. Like he is
helps.
all arms and legs.
How do you know how tall these people are, man? Hanging on Wikipedia all day.
Oh yeah. No, have you seen him
in
standing
Google,
next to somebody?
How tall is John Blow?
And I'm sure he's got the notes in his little notebook.
Right.
Yes.
It's got a little flow chart.
Mm-hmm. 100%. No, if you watch Indie Game the movie, I don't know if you guys have watched it, but he's standing next to some people in that, and he towers above everybody.
Interesting.
I would go with the tall guy.
Yeah. John Blow it is. Gibinator writes in and says, what anime do you think would make a good Musou game? I think either Dragon Ball or Hellsing Ultimate would probably work. Hellsing is interesting.
I think they've got the right one. I mean, Berserk.
Dragon Ball would be interesting, but there's not enough like fodder.
Yeah,
that's the
Frieza's minions would be the fodder.
Yeah.
You'd be fighting Apple and Papoose or whatever his name was.
Yeah, I forget what the name is. One I think I would like to see, just to be weird and just to make mention of it again, because not enough people have seen it, is Summer Wars. You could make a really cool...
Summer Wars would be a good one, yeah.
Like, in that internet with all the NPCs and all the characters, that could be pretty cool. And I just want to say, if you haven't seen Summer Wars, go see it, even if you don't like anime. It's not really an anime movie.
I would say Ninja Scroll.
Ooh, Ninja Scroll.
Yeah, they've made a Musou of my choice as well, which is Fist of the North Star.
Yeah, I mean that's a.
It's what other ones? I mean, they're already done.
yeah, that's true.
I don't know. My anime experience is very limited. I mean, what do you want me to say? Bleach? Bleach would be a really good one.
I think they made one of those too.
That wouldn't surprise me, to be honest.
0 for 2. Come on, one more.
Cowboy Bebop. Boom.
No.
Squirt the red eye. Let's get going.
No. There's not enough fodder in that.
I think Cowboy Bebop would be a fun Gungrave game.
Bloody eye. Well, they came out with that Cowboy Bebop game on PS2, and it was garbage.
No, I don't remember that one at all.
It didn't come out over here.
Oh.
That's how bad it was. At the height of Toonami, it didn't come out over here.
I don't know, man. I don't think Dragon Ball Z would be a good one, now. I think they've done it right with the Xenoverse thing. I think that's a really great way to play those games.
Yeah.
As infuriating as they can be.
Yeah. All right, we have an email from Sam this week. It says, hello, TVGP crew. I love the show. Which system are you guys going to buy when released? The $400 Scorpio or the $600 Scorpio Elite? Thank you, Sam.
Wait, there's an Elite version of Scorpio now?
I tried to go find what that is and try to find a reliable source on that, and I couldn't. So I don't know where that's coming from.
No.
It's also assuming the price of the Scorpio will be $400. The thing that was interesting when I was looking around that I missed from some of their marketing stuff around when they announced the specs of the Scorpio is how they're sort of marketing it. When you look at how Sony has marketed the PS4 Pro, they sort of put it out and it's sort of like, it's like the unpriced steak dish on the menu. It's like, look, you know if you can afford that.
It's market price.
Yeah, like...
You know it's going to be the most expensive thing there.
Yeah, with the PS4 Pro, it's sort of like, look, if you're into tech, you know whether or not you need this. You probably already have a 4K HDR TV, and you know that there's a console out there that can do that stuff on your TV. The interesting thing about Scorpio that they were coming out and saying is Scorpio to them is like the Elite controller. The normal controller is fine, and so is the Xbox One S. But if you want a better experience, or you want this stuff that is a little bit better than the other console, they have Scorpio, they have the Elite controller, they have this more expensive option that if you're really interested in it or you really care about this stuff, you have an option. I thought that was interesting from a marketing standpoint about Scorpio. It's like it's this premium product.
And that's the way it should be marketed.
Yeah. It's not for everybody, and that's okay. They have the Xbox One S. You know, that will do it for you. That will play Xbox One games. But, you know, you want a turbocharger on it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, 2 people in this chat right now have Elite controllers, so we are clearly the target market for this kind of situation.
Dude, I'm telling you what, I haven't touched a regular Xbox One controller since I bought that Elite.
Yeah.
Me too. My Elite has an iffy left stick and an iffy A button right now. I still refuse to use a standard controller.
Why don't you get that fixed under warranty? The Elite controller warranty from Microsoft is so good.
No, it's not.
Everything I've heard from everybody is like, when I tell them that I have something wrong with my controller, they replace it.
Yeah, the Elite controller, I believe, is 90 days. Also, I bought my Elite in England.
Oh, God, Moon. Killing me.
That's the problem. It's English.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's English, not English.
Also, it's like... I think it's over a year old now, my Elite.
Should still try, man. You never know.
Yeah, what's the worst they're going to say? No?
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for them to change my account to American.
I wouldn't hold your breath on that one.
But I mean, like, I know that Elite controller. I mean, it's just a better piece of hardware.
Yeah.
Yeah. I very rarely even use the paddles and the lock in for the triggers. I very rarely use them.
One thing I noticed with the hair trigger things is that certain games require a full trigger pull.
Yes.
Like especially in Battlefield 4. All the sniper rifles full trigger pull, and you're like, I can't shoot a gun. What's going on? I've been doing this my whole life. I don't understand this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when you go into the options and you can actually change that. So it's a full trigger pull is only half a pull.
Like
so you can actually
OS
change
options?
that. Yes.
Nice.
And say like with the Battlefield games as well, I've also noticed you don't want to play it when you're in. You don't want to do that when you're in cars and shooting at the same time, because then you're like, why am I driving so slow when I'm pulling the accelerator? Why am I going so slow? Oh, wait, snap, pull it full. Oh, that's why. I'm such an idiot.
That's hilarious, the little granny mode.
Yeah.
Yes. As for the Scorpio, we're interested in it. We will get it eventually, but we will... I don't think Microsoft are going to do the 2 versions. There's too much market confusion as it is with this current generation. With the different...
Just name it the new Xbox One 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
so I don't think they'll split it, but we will get it eventually.
Well, and I think this is, Sony had their moment in the sun with last E3, and Microsoft will have it this E3, especially with Scorpio, because if Microsoft doesn't come to E3 with, here are how cool all the games look and run on Scorpio, and also the Xbox One S, but whatever, and here's the price and here's the release date, I don't know what the hell they're doing, but...
they need to announce some games.
Yeah. I'm expecting all of that stuff at E3. The problem is, like, Microsoft can't drop the ball on any of that stuff at E3. Like, they need to announce a release date for a bunch of games that's coming just to the Xbox One, especially something like Crackdown. Anything at this point, like, stop announcing that you've canceled stuff and start announcing that something is coming out.
Yeah.
But
I want to see I want to see Crackdown 3. I want to see Sea of Thieves. I want to see another Forza game. I want to see, even though I don't care about mainline Forza, I only care about Horizon. I don't want to play the normal racing versions anymore. Yeah, exactly. They've got to talk about the next Halo game. You're talking. There's 4 things that they should be talking about at minimum, and people are going to say, "Well, yeah, but Gears of War 4 is going to be better on the Scorpio. This is going to be better on the Scorpio. Halo 5 is going to be better on the Scorpio." Yeah. I don't want to go. I don't. Yeah, I don't want to go back and play the games I've already played just in a higher resolution.
Right.
You know,
better frame
I'm not
rate.
interested in these things I've already played.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that stuff doesn't matter. Like you need content right now. It's starving.
And if they can come out and they can say, Scorpio releases on this X date alongside these 5 brand new games, and they run better on Scorpio over your Xbox One S, that's a pretty solid... because one of Sony's biggest problems with the PS4 is they didn't release enough stuff alongside it that runs better. Like Horizon Zero Dawn runs better and looks better on the Pro. It wasn't a big marketing push. It's sort of assumed now. But I feel like what Microsoft needs to come out with is, here are these games, and now here are these games running on Scorpio. Look at how much better and smoother they run. And 4K.
Yeah.
Especially Forza in 4K. That'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like preemptively buying the whatchamacallit, the Scorpio, just for the fact that at some point I'm going to upgrade to a 4K projector, and heaven help me what that's going to look like.
Take out another mortgage.
Woo!
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this E3 is Microsoft's for the taking. And it's theirs to lose. And I really hope they don't, because Microsoft needs to come out swinging, because Sony has the momentum in 2017 with the first 4 months seeing incredible exclusives on the PS4, and radio silence from Microsoft, mostly. So E3 is going to be really good this year. E3 is going to be really interesting this year.
Yes.
Whether it's good or not, I think, depends on your definition of that was really good or this was another train fire.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's frustrating having the console that I like to play everything on not have the games I want to play on it.
Right.
Oh, and sidebar, is this Night Trap thing real?
Yes.
Because it's not on that site.
Limited run games?
Yeah, it's not on the site.
Oh.
Not that I've been able to find.
Limited Run Games has a pretty weird website. You can't go get it now. You need to wait for when it's released. It's going to be in the upcoming releases. Yeah, it's going to come. Where is it on this list? Yeah, it's not on their website right now. It's only on their Twitter because they just announced it.
Okay.
And it won't be... So the way Limited Run Games does it is it won't be available for like a couple of weeks or months, and then it'll only be available for that day. And if you don't get it, it's gone. So
how can they satisfy all those orders? They just, however many orders they get is how many they make?
No, they print like for FlintHook, I think they printed 3,000, and when they sold out, they're done. It's literally Limited Run Games. So, and most of the time, they're just printing physical copies of download games, so that people that are really big fans can just get a physical.
Have it on their wall, yeah.
Yeah. So it's a cool idea, and I think they're releasing like their 20th game at this point. I thought this was going to be something pretty small for a while, so. But hey, it's better than the Persona 5 vinyl that just sold out for $175.
Wow.
Thanks, guys. All right, that's all of our emails this week. If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. Email us tvgpfans@gmail.com. Tweet us at tvgp. Join the Discord server. It's hopping over there. That link and all the other links are on the right-hand side of the page.
And don't forget to join the forums. Please mark yourselves on the map. Join us for our game nights, Monday night, 10 p.m. EST. Battlefield 4 this week.
Do it.
Nope.
Why
Rat
not?
Game. Let's go. Rat game.
Why not? No, you're not playing I'm not playing a rat game. You want to X out the decade-year alumni here.
The Resistance
you
will
think
be
you
playing
have
Battlefield
the clout?
4.
Yes.
The Empire will be playing the Rat game.
The superstars are coming out for Battlefield 4, and I will draft Donnie. Number 1 overall.
Yep.
My boy, Blue. Tuesday's Destiny 9 on PlayStation 4. Wednesday is Rocket League, PlayStation 4 as well. Join us on Steam for Steam Game Night. And Friday through the weekend, I'm probably playing Nier, so sorry.
Find me. I'll play something.
Yeah.
Rainbow Six Siege, For Honor, whatever. I'm on.
Moonpier on Xbox One. Don't forget you can watch the show live, twitch.tv/E1M1 Network, that video game podcast on YouTube. Go subscribe to both of those places. It'll let you know when we go live. And this month's Game Club game is The Flame in the Flood. Go sail down the river by yourself. It's on both Xbox One, PC, and PS4. So far it seems okay. Moon enjoyed it. We'll be recording that recap episode in a couple weeks here. And that's it. Until then.
See you next week.
So, I've been up. I wake up every day at 4 a.m. I'm pretty burnt out by this point. So until next week. See you.
Bye. Night night, Boston. Sleep
Night.
well.
Not yet. I got a
Slow
lot
roll.
of titles. What do you got, man?
I got a couple. Skype. Just
Skype.
hold
You have,
together.
a, you have a kibble?
Yes, I have a kibble. The director always knows. Ending B was interesting. Hello, fellow students. Chapter 2 on the way. Family Kingdom robots. It's not endings, it's chapters. What is that? Let's kill it. It's your eyeballs, man. Is this too high yet? What's the number of Vivendi?
What's the number of event? I have the director always knows. Hello, fellow students. Family Kingdom robots. The Audioslave of games, which I like. In a world of pigs and moose. FlintHooker, which is obviously not happening. Explosions on explosions, and it's your eyeballs, man. I like the Audioslave of games.
It's a world of pigs and moose.
I also like
Which
that
is
one.
so true in
Yeah.
that game. There's nothing else. Maybe a bird. A pigeon.
Maybe. An android bird.
Well, no, there's fish too.
Dirty
What?
robot fish.
Ruining it. On land, it's literally giant pigs, boars. Oh my god, I found a robot that thought he was a giant moose
Great.
and was dead. And a
Game
pack of
better.
boars, which made no sense.
Any of these you guys feel strongly about? I kind of like Audioslave of games and In a World of Pigs and Moose.
I like Audioslave of games.
Sure.
Circling. Get our SEO up there.
Yep.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 497 from May 1st, 2017. The Audioslave of games.
Cornell, no!
Come on and save yourself.
All right, thank you so much, everyone, for watching us. We're gonna leave. This has been a mess. We'll see you next week. Bye.